Hey yo, 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 I'm running out of yos. What is up, guys? My name is Rhino, and we're back for another video. So we have returned to our tier list. Now, as you can tell, I do not do this very often, because I don't record through my PC often. I've only ever done it once, which was at the end of last season with the Chapter 2 Season 3 skins, so I know the audio sounds bad, but I promise you I'm going to get a microphone from my PC soon. But, in the meantime, for this video, we are going to be doing a tier list for every single skin that came out during Chapter 2, Season 4, and as you can see, there is a shit ton. We got almost 100 skins this season, and if you're wondering if we're going to be ranking them, yes, we will. There will be a ranking video out tomorrow, I hope, and I also plan on ranking the backblings and pickaxes just before the event, guys. But first, I want to go through tier list, because I know some people prefer ranking all the skins in a tier list format, so A to F tier, A being the best, F being the worst, the truly bad skins where they just completely failed, and the A being some of the best skins this season, some of those being some of the best skins in the game, because I think this was a really good season for skins, really, really strong, mix between Marvel skins, Halloween skins, and some great skins in between. It was a great season for skins. One of the best, I would say, but also very extensive, but it wasn't like a quantity over quality thing. We had a lot of great skins, and not that many truly bad skins, but still some, as we'll get to here. So we're going to do them in a tier list format first, and then tomorrow we're going to rank them all from worst to best, from however many there are to number 1. Okay, so we've got every skin here from the Battle Pass, item shop bundles, and some unreleased skins at the bottom. So if a new skin does come out tomorrow, it will be included on the ranking list. I'll make it after the item shop resets tomorrow, but if it's one of those unreleased skins, it'll be on here most likely, unless it's encrypted. Alright, so, and I've tried to put them all in order of when they came out, so starting with Thor, the first Marvel skin, the first skin of this Battle Pass. So, Thor, I think he is a great skin. I do love the star effect on him. I love the cellophane, not cellophane, what am I saying? That blue belt around him. And I love the emotes that he turns him, he gets the electricity all around him. And I think he is a good skin. With that said, though, I think there are a couple of problems with him. Not sure I'm a fan of the character model. I know it's supposed to represent Thor from the comic books, but I'm just not a fan of that character model. I would have much preferred Chris Hemsworth. Not Chris Hemsworth. Yes, Chris Hemsworth. What am I saying? And that pinkish red belt on the default style can leave a little bit to be desired. But I do think he definitely gets better with the foiled edit styles, as do most of these Marvel skins. And I still think he's a very good skin. I think this was a very strong Battle Pass. I was strong about it at the start, but I still remain strong to it this season. That I don't think there was a single bad skin in this Battle Pass. Thor was probably honestly one of the weakest, but still a good skin, so I'm putting him in the C tier, which is basically a skin that's good but not great. Jennifer Walters, or aka She-Hulk. So, she has the ability to transform into She-Hulk. I love that ability. She's got a lot of styles. I would say the default version that you can see in this picture is the most boring style. It's just a white suit with black skirt. I'm not really a big fan of that black skirt, and it is kind of boring. But with that said, I think she's a lot better when she turns into She-Hulk. I love the green and purple. I love the idea of it. And all the other styles, I think the red and black looks extremely aggressive on her. And she gets better with the foil other styles. The way the business suit looks in the silver foil and the gold foil and even the hollow foil look really, really good. Not sure I'm a huge fan of the way the silver foil looks in the She-Hulk edit style, but I think all the others look great, and I think this is a skin that gets better and better the more edit styles you unlock, because from the start, it is kind of boring. If it was just that one style, it would probably be C tier, but because it's got so many other edit styles, she is overall a very clean skin, so I'm putting her in the B tier. Alright, next we have Groot, and I'm putting him in the B tier as well. I don't want to try and spend too long. I'll probably spend more time talking about the Battle Pass skins, but Groot, I just think he's an overall great skin. I know some people don't like him. You either love him or you hate him. I wouldn't say I love him to the point where I love to main him, and he's one of my favorite Battle Pass skins, or one of my favorites of this one. But I think for what he is, he's very unique. He's essentially a tree as a skin. I love the sound when he makes footsteps. That was a thing a lot of these skins this season, is how, or a lot of the Marvel skins, is that they would sound different. Footsteps would sound different. I think that was really cool, and I think he had one of the better sounding ones. The foil styles I'm not a fan of, other than the gold foil. I think that looks pretty good on him, but the silver foil just looks very cheap on him, and the hollow foil just looks outlandish. Doesn't make sense to me. But the default style and the gold foil, really good. Storm. So, Storm, I did really like this skin when it first came out, but now it's sort of degraded on me. I still like it. I think it's very clean, and I really like the punk edit style. And again, I really like her in the gold foil as well. But I think that she has one of the weakest emote abilities, just does an emote to change into a cape that doesn't even look good in game. In fact, it looks horrible how it's attached to her arms. When you're ADSing, a lot of times it's going to glitch, so that really leaves something to be desired, and that really does hurt this skin more so than it makes it better, I think. And the hair, I'm not sure how I feel about it. I don't like the hair on the first style, and on the punk edit style, it makes sense, the mohawk, but I'm not a fan of mohawks. But I still think for what it is a good skin, but I'm putting her in the C tier. Dr. Doom is an amazing skin, and I think he's going in A tier. I think he looks mad aggressive, mad scary. I love the, even though I'm not a huge fan of robot-themed skins, I don't call this guy a robot-themed skin. I love all the detail he's got going on with his armor. I like the color green. I love the alternative edit style to him, and again, I love him in the foil edit styles, and he looks really sick, really badass. Mystique. So she is one of the most interesting skins we have ever had in a single battle pass. She has the ability to transform into the skin you killed, which is really, really sick. But the skin itself, without that, I think it's amazing. I think it's super clean. Love the dress, love the detail on it. I love the hair. I just love everything about this skin. And I think in the Holo Force, she looks absolutely amazing. Really, really nice skin. And I'm putting her in the A tier. Tony Stark, I mean, it's Tony Stark, it's Iron Man, Robert Downey Jr. I know all these skins are based on comic book characters, but he looks a lot like Robert Downey Jr., and I absolutely love that. The ability to transform into a suit is absolutely amazing. I think he is one of the better looking skins of foiled style, since he is mostly made of metallic body armor. So when he gets the foils, it actually looks great on him and super duper clean, especially that holo foil. So yeah, for that, I'm putting him in the A tier as well. And Wolverine, finally. So, Wolverine, wasn't crazy about him when he first came out. He has grown on me a tiny bit, but I still don't say he's one of my favorites. In fact, I'd probably say he's one of my least favorites, along with Thor. So yeah, I'm putting him in the C tier for that. I still do like him. I like the mask, and I really like the, classical edit style. The default style is okay, but I think the Logan style really throws it off for me, because gosh, you really need to shave Logan. He is really hairy. I know, and he has back hair, which is just gross. That really throws me off. The back hair and the chest hair, and all the hair on the arms. That, I know Logan is a hairy dude, I know that, but it's the first time I've ever seen that in Fortnite, and kind of throws me off a little bit. Kind of gross. And even without that, I don't think he's the best aesthetically looking Marvel skin. But I still think he's a decent skin, so I'm putting him C tier. Silver Surfer, the first ever item shop skin we got, which was a Marvel skin. I liked it at first, don't really like it anymore. I'm putting the D tier, just too plain. And I like all the other items of Silver Surfer, and I do like Silver Surfer as a character, but as a skin, it's just boring. And doesn't even look the best with quite a few backblings, if I'm going to be honest. Okay, so next up we have Dread Fate and Dread Omen, and right off the bat, I'm going to put both of them in the B tier. So I do really like these skins, but obviously the reason I'm putting them in B tier is they're basically reskins. Rarely will I put a reskin in the A tier unless it really knocks it out of the park and makes it so much better. And I think these skins are so much better. These are the skins we should have had when we originally got Fate and Omen. These ones actually look mean. They actually look evil. They actually look aggressive. But I think they already might have done that with the Molten Omen when it comes to redoing the Omen. But the Dread Fate looks really cool. I love the mask on both of them. The only thing is, I think the Dread Fate looks a little too similar to Fate in a way. And on Dread Omen, I'm not a huge fan of those shoulders. I think sometimes they can leave something to be desired. But they make sense on him, and they still look cool. So I'm putting them B tier. Seeker, this season's starter pack skin. I don't know why. I feel like when it comes to starter packs, the more I use them or the more I see them, the more I don't like them as much. Because I gave this skin a rave review. I put him in the A tier, but now I'm honestly feeling C tier. So I still think he's a good skin and definitely one of the better starter pack skins out there. And I love the mask. The color scheme is nice. It just doesn't look as nice in game as I thought. It's just very hard to match a backbling, especially. Alright, here we have the Boundless Skin. So we have Blastoff, Hunter, can't remember his name, the Mighty Volt, Wanderlust, Backlash, Dynamo Dancer, Firebrand, Joltara, and Polarity. And I'm just going to put, I would rank them all, but you'll find out which one I like the most. I'm going to say right now, Mighty Volt and Joltara, my two favorites, or all the Boundless skins are an easy A tier. If they're not A tier for you, there's something wrong with you. These are skins that you can just customize however you want, choose whatever color you want, make your own color schemes, your own designs, put a sticker on them. They have all different hairstyles, different characters, so it doesn't make buying two completely useless. That's why I bought one male, one female. You can have effects on the eyes. You can do almost anything really with these skins. And unlike Maya, you can change them. So you basically buy one of these skins and you probably don't need to buy another skin again. They're that good. And they got to be A tier because of that. Because of the fact that you can have whatever color scheme you want. Whatever design or pattern you want. In certain character models with different hairstyles. So versatile. So I could put all these skins in the A tier as well. Just because even though these two are my favorites, I'm just going to stick them up here because all these skins could be like A tier. All these skins would be A tier because they all have the same feature. But if I was basing on the character models, then these ones are my favorite character models and favorite hairstyles. Although I really do like Firebrand's short hair edit style, but I don't like a manager haircut style. And I do like some of the hairstyles that Hunter offers. But we'll just leave them down here. Alright, we have the corrupted skins next. So, I'm going to say corrupted Arachne is a D. Corrupted Shogun is also a D, and Corrupted Insight is a C. I think she is the best one out of those three because I think when it comes to Insight, she's a recon hunter, so she needs to be as bland as possible to blend into the environment. And I think like the way she looks when she's got 0% corruption looks extremely clean and actually makes sense because she's blending in the environment. And it reminds me a lot of a blank canvas, not just when it comes to backblings, but when it comes to the overall design, since if she is a recon expert, or no pun intended, she would want to disguise as different things to blend into different parts of the environment. And I think in the corruption style, she does look good. And I think unlike the other two, she's actually better than the original Insight. Whereas I don't really feel the same about Corrupted Arachne. I think she looks really bit too scary and off character in the fully corrupted style. And Corrupted Shogun, it just takes away from the best part about Shogun. That was his aggressive color scheme. So he just looks completely pale, just in a bad way. That's how I feel. Without the corruption, of course. Shimmer Specialist, I'm giving her a D. I did really used to like this skin, but then people sort of forgot about it when she finally came out. I think some people have still forgotten that she's in the game, and I really don't like her anymore. The only thing I like is I love that little pink strip in the hair mixed with the blue hair, but other than that, colors are just a bit all over the place, and I don't like the cellophane jacket, and she looks kind of ugly. Razor. Razor is going in the C tier, and Kurohimura is a B. I love how aggressive he looks. I love how beefy he is, how strong he is. I love the beard, the hair, and I love the armor. And Razor has got a lot of detail going on. It reminds me of a German beer pilot, but I just think she might have a little too much going on. Those feathers on the back can really leave something to be desired at times, and the color scheme is not going to be for everyone. Kyra, a skin that grew on me a little bit. I'm still going to put her in the C because I think there was another similar skin that came out this season that's better. We'll get to that in a second. But again, as much as I love lime green and black, and I do think that hairstyle looks really nice, really clean, I don't know, I just think there's some parts of her that's just too plain. The vest, the straps are a little bit much, and I don't really get her theme, and it really reminds me of Ariana Grande. Not saying that I don't like the skin for that, and not saying I don't like Ariana Grande's music. I just don't like Ariana Grande for her persona, I guess. But anyway, moving on. So we have the Night Gunner, who we have in the C tier. So I do think Night Gunner is the best out of these three Shadow skins. But with that said, I think that none of them even compete with the original Shadow skins. I think they did it much better back then with them. And they've just gone downhill, because here we have the Mecha Team Shadow, F, and the Shadow Archetype, F. I've always said, ever since Mecha Team Shadow was leaked, that I hate her, and I still don't like her. Mecha Team Leader was a skin that already wasn't the most popular. I already did not like that skin, and this skin is even worse. And who asked for a reskin Mecha Team Leader after they got that metal edit style? It really looks like the metal edit style, and I think while the Shadow style is better than the default Mecha Team Leader, it's not as good as the metal edit style of the Metal Team Leader. And as for Shadow Archetype, I've never been a fan of Archetype, but I think this one looks even worse, because that face reminds me a lot of a speeding camera on a face, which, okay guys, I do not speed, okay? I'm not saying that, I'm just saying that it looks very, very strange, the face, and really, really strange off skin. I don't know partly why I don't like it so much. Alright, Blade, the next Marvel skin we got, and I'm giving him the B tier. So I think Blade is a really great skin. I really like the how aggressive he looks, how strong he looks, how tough he looks, the little bits of simple armor as first style, and I even like the jacket on the second edit style. As much as I don't like long cut jackets, I like how clean it is, and I love the red inlay of it. And yeah, I think it's a very underrated Marvel character, and an underrated Marvel skin, if I'm going to be honest. Alright, Adeline, sorry. Adeline, green and black skin. This is the skin I was talking about that's similar to Kyra, just because of the green and black color scheme. Yes, I know it's simple, but I'm giving her a B. Again, you know how much I love lime green and black, but I also really like those glasses. I really like the hat, and that, I don't know, I forgot what it's called, that, plastic tubing she has over her legs. I thought they were going to be a bother in game, but they're really not, and I think that's actually quite unique. And I also love how you can take the hood down, because if you take the hood down, it reveals her pink hair, which can make for some more combos, so not just green and black, but also some pink. Or if you just want to stick with the green and black, then you can keep the hood up, so you have that option. It's a simple edit style, yet that simple edit style makes quite a bit of a difference. And I really like that about it. And overall, I think it's a very clean, very underrated skin that I should use more, and that you guys should give a chance. Alright, next we have Anthea and Morrow. So, these skins, they are interesting, they are cool, but they're just not really for me. Anthea, I'm going to give the D tier, and Morrow as C tier. I like him a bit more because I love the mask. It looks very aggressive. It's just, the color scheme's not really for me. They're a little bit all over the place, and the skirt on Anthea, again, kind of ruins her. Kind of does, I don't really get her theme, to be honest. And I know the comic book styles are cool. It's not the first time we've had those. We had those on Daredevil a bit later this season, who I think is better. And we also had that on TNT now, except these were actually styles. But the biggest problem with that is that very little backblings you can actually wear without it looking weird, because when you change the cartoon style, looks like you're using a skin from a different game, which is an interesting idea, and I'm glad they did it once, and it makes sense on Daredevil as well. I hope they never do it again, because you can't really wear much when it comes to them. Sagan, the first Halloween skin we got this year, and I'm giving her a C. Like, I think she's super clean. I have no problems with the skin whatsoever. Nothing bad about her. I like the jacket, love the color scheme, and I love that beanie. But in terms of Halloween skins, it's not got nothing going on. Like, she's not scary. She's not really creative. She's just there because she's just nice and clean, and she has that traditional Halloween color scheme. Victorious Saint, on the other hand, I'm giving her an A. I absolutely love her Vampire Hunter theme. I love the hat, love the black and gold Western theme. Like the hair, she looks like she's kind of undead in a way. She looks scary, but good at the same time. She's one of those skins that's like very detailed, but at the same time not detailed, if you know what I mean. It's a very competitive friendly skin, yet they made it where it's got a lot of detail on it, to the point where it could have been an epic skin. And I also love that blood pouch she's got on, that blood container, which gives me vibes that she uses it to bait vampires, which I think is absolutely sick. And yeah, this was one of the best Halloween skins we got this season, not gonna lie. Nash. Alright, here we have the Ultimate Reckoning pack. So we have Nash, who I'm gonna give an A. Grave, I'm gonna give a B. And Violet, I'm giving a C. So, I think Nash is definitely the best one. I absolutely love his scary vibe. I love the suit, the heart on it. The hair, I think, looks really cool. I love the bat wing on the shoulders. And I think Willow was already one of my favorite Halloween skins. But the fact that I think they might have did it slightly better on him, just because he looks more terrifying, he looks more disturbing, which I know a lot of people don't like that. Maybe because Fortnite's a kid's game, but I like that. There's something I just really like about that. And he reminds me a lot of a Nightmare Before Christmas or Tim Burton character, which I don't think we've ever seen very much, so I think he's very unique and way different to Willow. Like, if I hadn't read the set, if I hadn't have read the set, and if this skin didn't have that edit style put on the head, I much prefer him without that helmet, that doll head. But if it didn't have those, I wouldn't have guessed that this was a male Willow. But he is a really great skin. As for Grave, I still think he is really good as well, and just as good as Katrina. I love the skinny jeans. I really like the mask with a little bits of red on it. And overall, really great Halloween skin as well. And as for Violet, I do think she's good. I like the color scheme, but I just think when compared to Blacklight, I think she's worse. Just because the more skin that's showing just kind of ruins the vibe. And the open jacket, how the ribs are not in line with her actual ribs, just ruin it for me. Just looks like a girl in PJs. Whatever. So, missed opportunity there. But at the same time, I think they already did that with Blacklight, so it doesn't really matter. Alright, we have Pit Stop and Storm Racer. So, I'm just going to give both of them a B, because they both have the same edit styles. They're both very similar. Personally, I like Pit Stop a little more, because the helmet looks better on her. But I think racing skins are getting a little bit overdone. But these ones, I think, are really good racers. I love the color schemes. The color schemes are insane. You got a lot of options there. And I think the last edit style really reminds me a lot of like an actual sponsored racing team. It almost reminds me of Alpine, which is a rally car racing team, which I think is really cool. So yeah, some really great skins here and really great bang for your buck. Daredevil. He did actually grow on me quite a bit, but I will still say he's not one of the best Marvel skins. I'll give him a C. Just because the first edit style looks plain, I could just make him out of the Boundless Skins. But I do think the head looks nice, and I do think up close he is not just a Boundless Skin, and I think the toon edit style is cool. On him, like unlike Morrow and Anthea, since they have a lot of colors on them, wearing a backbling can be hard. I think the toon edit style makes sense on him, and I'm fine with it. Grimoire. Very underrated skin, I would say. She's definitely in the A tier. I love how scary she looks. Not just a goth girl. She actually looks terrifying. The makeup, the eyeliner coming off her eyes gives her vibes that she's undead. The hair. Love the jacket. I love how skinny her legs are. The shoes. And even with the hood up edit style with the gnome-shaped hood edit style, I think is really cool. So overall, Grimoire, just, I love everything about this skin, personally. Alright, next we have the Crypt Crashes bundle. So we have Arachne Koshua, who I'm giving a C, and Midnight Dusk I'm giving a B, and Night Surf Bomber I'm also giving a B. So I think this was a great pack, one of the best bang for your buck packs. I loved Midnight... I can't talk. I love Midnight Dusk for her hoodie, her glasses, how clean she is, and a much better version of Dusk. She looks much better when she's stripped down off that vampire clothing, but then again, the only reason she's not A tier is just because, like, there's not really enough going on with her to make her higher. And as for Night Surf Bomber, I thought she was going to be just a simple reskin of Beach Bomber, but I think she's actually more different to both Beach Bomber and Dark Bomber to make her a separate skin. I love the clean pants, love the glasses again, even though I do like using her without the glasses, unlike Midnight Dusk where you have to use her with the glasses. And overall, great skin. And Arachne Kosha, I do like the blazer on her, and I like those spider eyes on the hat. The hat just looks too square to me, and her eyes look kind of funny. I don't know why. The big eyes on her just look funny, which is a shame because I do like her. She does remind me a lot of Madonna or Adele, and I do think that's cool. And I do think, again, like Midnight Dusk, she looks good without the spider clothing, but I just think there was a real missed opportunity when it came to her. Okay, Party Trooper. If it was just based on the first edit style, I'd give him a C, but with the J Balvin edit style, all the colors on him, all the effects, the design look great, and I think he's different enough and one of the best Skull Trooper skins out there, so I'm putting him in the B tier. Next, we have the Ghostbuster skins. I love the Ghostbusters collaboration. I'm not a huge Ghostbusters fan, I will admit. I do like the Ghostbusters symbols, and I do like some things about these skins, but there was a lot of missed opportunities. Like, I don't understand why they need to give us 5 of each gender, and I don't understand why they had to make them based off, like, the actual Ghostbuster characters. I think that would have been cool. With that said, though, I still think these are still fine skins, so I'm putting them in the C, just for all of them. Don't worry about all the variants, just all of them, females and males in the C. Alright, next we have the Skull Squad pack. So, Bone Boss here, I'm giving an F. Fish Skull, F. Skull Squad Leader, a D. And Bone Ravage, I'm giving a C. I think Bone Ravage is definitely the best one out of them, in some ways better than the normal Ravage, but even so, not the most creative, but I do really like the way the beak looks, and I think out of all of these, they executed the best on her. Skull Squad Leader is okay, it's a reskin of Spooky Team Leader, and I just think Spooky Team Leader with that head just looks better, and I think that bandage around the head, whatever it is, just kind of ruins it as well. And as for Bone Boss, one of the most useless skins I've ever had, just the black and white burger look disgusting, and Fish Skull, I mean, it is kind of interesting, but at the same time, I don't get it, and we've had too many fish sticks, I'm kind of getting tired of them, and yeah, that's all I have to say. Baba Yaga, I know, like, she is creepy, I know that she is a skin that's not going to appeal to a lot of people, but that's one of the reasons I love her, so I'm putting her in the A tier. She's got a lot of detail going on with her, love the leaves, I love the mushrooms, I love the storyline behind it in Russian folklore, read about it if you want to, I'm not going to say it here. But yeah, overall, this is what you call a really creative, really out there, really scary and grim Halloween skin, and I love it. Headlock, I'm giving him a B. I think he's really unique. I love the cage on the head. I love the jacket and the pants. Not a real huge fan of the color of his body, but besides that, I think this is a great skin. The Good Doctor, more like the Incredible Doctor, he is in the A tier. This is one of the coolest Halloween skins we have. The fact that you can change into Mr. Hyde, it's essentially Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, in-game is just so cool. Ravina, I'm giving her a B. I think this skin really surprised me. I love the green. I love all the textures on her clothes. I love the glow style, the glowing horns, and the glowing tattoos. I think it's all great. Patch, who also surprised me. Haven't used her a real lot, but I think she's really good. I love how she looks like a pumpkin. I love the vines on her. And the white edit style is really nice too. And she's still got that pumpkin on her waist. So I'm putting her in the B tier. And Punk. Punk, one of the most universally acclaimed skins of this whole season, and for good reason. He's another pumpkin skin, which a lot of people love. I think they did really well. Love the little candles in his eyes. The jacket looks really clean, and yet quite unique. The shoes look great. And he's essentially basically like the high school bully of the pumpkins, because he's called Punk. And I think that's one of the other reasons people love him. And yes, I agree, I love him too, so I'm putting him in the A tier. Alright, Wildcats. So this was this season's exclusive console skin, which we hadn't gotten in a while for the Nintendo Switch. And I know it's not very popular, and I know I may be a bit biased because I have this skin, but using in-game, I think she looks great. Now, the blueprints edit style I do not care about, but I think the first edit style, little bits of pink, not excessive amounts of pink, mixed with blue hair, look really clean. And that second edit style, the blue and yellow, how it resembles that Switch console, is really creative and looks super clean. And this is one of those clean skins that I just really like. And I think I would still give her A tier if she weren't. Because if you remember back in Chapter 2, Season 2, I ranked her as the number 3 skin, even though she had just been encrypted. And while I probably wouldn't put her at number 3 for this season, I wouldn't. I still think she is a very solid skin, and I have loved her from the start. So I'm putting her in the A tier. Alright, up next we have all these default skins. So we have Headhunter, I'm giving a D. Hawk is a D. Jonesy, A. The Renegade, F. Rookie Spitfire, F. Banshee is my personal favorite. I'm giving her C. Ramirez, D. And Wild Streak, F. So I know people are going to get triggered by some of these placements. It's just, at the end of the day, they're just simple skins. Like, they're really good for the time, but when you compare them to the skins nowadays, they're just so many better skins out there. And I think even other people would rather use, like, more unique skins, even if they're just simple skins. Like, I know I certainly would. It is nice to have them back, and it's great how we got their original color edit styles, but I just hate those character models of the Renegade and the Rookie and the Wild Streak. I hate those character models. C tier, I think the Banshee looks really clean in that yellow, and Jonesy is Jonesy. I am kind of getting tired of the Jonesies, but it's a classic, so you gotta love him. Alright, up next we have the Ghost Rider skin, and I think definitely the best item shop Marvel skin this season. I'm giving him an A. I absolutely love the leather jacket, looks very clean. The spikes, not too all over the place, and the head looks absolutely terrifying when aiming down sight. Lachlan, the new Icon Series skin. Getting this skin was a lot of fun. I mean, I didn't get it from the cup, but competing in the cup and trying to get it was a lot of fun, and I enjoyed every second of it. And even though I didn't get it, I still had a lot of fun, and I still managed to get the skin, and I think the skin is fucking amazing. I absolutely love how clean he is, love the color scheme. It may not resemble Lachlan the most, but I think that's just because when I was designing him, like, certain expressions sort of resemble him, like, especially in some of Lachlan's thumbnails. But yeah, I have always enjoyed watching Lachlan. I've watched him for years since he was doing Minecraft, and of course, Aussie YouTubers rule, but no, just the skin itself and not the real life aspect. I think he's a great skin. Love the yellow, black, and white. The detail on him, and then the reactive style, just one of the coolest reactive features in game. This is a great skin as well. I'm putting him in the A tier. Black Widow snowsuits. And why did we need this outfit? Why is it that we had to get another Black Widow? I know it's a revamp of the original, and I know when they made the original Black Widow outfit, it was not supposed to resemble Scarlett Johansson, just one of the default character models reskinned. But at least on that one, I did like the idea to change the color of the hair. But besides that, yes, I think this version is a bit better. The hair is kind of cool, but at the same time, really a letdown skin to me at the time. But I think it is still good for what it is. But I don't like what it is because we already have Black Widow. I would have rathered another Marvel skin, like Captain Marvel, who I don't know if we're getting. Alright, next we have the last laugh pack. So we have the Joker. The Joker, one of the best Marvel DC skins in the game. One of my favorites. He is in the A tier. I love this skin. He is perfect. I love the green and purple mixed together. The green vest on the first head style looks great. The collar, the pink, the purple bow tie really pops out nicely on that style. Love the hairstyle, the makeup. The socks look great, and the pants. And the jacket head style is really nice too. Love the green inlay of the jacket. Love the shape of it. I love the detail on it. I love the hat as well. And and he's just one of those. I absolutely love these clean, slick, suited outfits, and this is not just a John Wick reskin, yet it's another example. It's a different sort of simple, or not simple, but sleek, clean, suited skin, and it's the Joker. How can you not love it? Amazing skin. Poison Ivy, I'm also giving her an A. I think she looks great. Even though, like, I was a little iffy at first, I think in game, the details, she's, again, another one of those skins like Victorious Saint, who is quite simple, but at the same time quite detailed. There is quite a bit of detail in her dress, and I love it. I love how she's made leaves. I love the leaves in her hair, the red hair, and kind of like with Joker, how with his shoes, I like the shoes on him. I don't think Joker has a single problem, but if there was one that was close to a problem, it would be the shoes. But I still like them on him. It's just I wouldn't like those shoes on any other outfit. But it obviously makes sense on him because they're clown shoes. On Poison Ivy, she has high heels. I don't normally like high heels, but for once, I like them on her. She's got a vine that wraps around the heel part, which I think looks really good on her and actually suits her. And I think they did a really, really good job with both these skins. Now, as for Midas Rex, I think a lot of people are really iffy on him before he came out, as was I. And I still think, like, he is the weakest of this pack. I still think they pulled him off really well, and I'm giving him the B tier. So, obviously, it's a Midas skin, so not many people are going to complain about that. Everyone loves Midas, and I think it really started to grow on people once he came out. And yeah, I think he's great. The armor, the detail in him looks great. The helmet looks sick, in my opinion. And I like those little lights on him. And I guess the only reason it's just not in B tier is because it's a reskin, like I said before. I can't have reskins in the A tier unless they knocked it out of the park. And I think they could have done a little bit better with this skin. And I don't think they knocked it out of the park completely, but I think they did a really good job. And I'm very pleased to have this pack. Now, Venom. Venom. We are Venom, and you are going in the A tier. Yes, I know he is quite bulky. I know he's not going to appeal to everyone, but I don't care. It's Venom. One of my favorite Marvel villains, or anti-villains actually, and I hope we get more like this. I hope we get another symbiote skin, maybe Carnage this time. I think that would be absolutely amazing. And the extreme edits of this one, really, really well done, Epic, with the way you added those effects. It does look kind of simple on the outside, but when you go into the effects on this skin, it looks really cool, and I think Venom is an amazing skin. And yeah, one of the best Marvel skins to come out this season. Surf Strider. This skin has actually grown on me a little bit. I do really like the color scheme, and the mask is kind of interesting, but I have to say that this skin, I don't have it yet, because I heard it's a pain in the ass to get. But I will say, I do think it is somewhat underrated for a exclusive skin. I think partly because, like, of how hard it is to obtain, and because it doesn't appeal to everyone. But for me, kind of reminds me of the color scheme of Surf Rider. I love the turquoise, so yeah, I'm gonna put him in the C tier, actually. Really grown on me, actually. Heartbreaker. Don't really care for this skin too much. The first edit style doesn't do it for me, but the second one is nice, but I'm still putting her in the C tier. Terns. Terns. Thank God we got Terns this season. Even though he's technically a Chapter 2 Season 1 skin, the fact that we got him this season, I'm putting him in this category for this season. And I think, yeah, he looks absolutely incredible. I love the hat, love the detail on him, love the lights. I love everything about this skin. It's incredibly unique, absolutely beautiful. Reminds me a lot of Ori and the Blind Forest, and still makes me mad that Riley won over him. Darn you, Riley. But now we finally got him, and I still absolutely love him, and I'm going to put him in the A tier. A lot of A tier skins, but I just think this season was a great season for skins. Okay, Mince Meats, sorry. One of the most interesting skins and funniest and creepiest skins at the same time. I do like the idea behind this skin, but I just think they could have pulled it off a little better. And is it a skin that I see myself using? No. So because of that, I'm going to have to put him in the D tier. I'm sorry, guys. And Cobb. It's another peely, yes, but they have actually made a different fruit out of this, or vegetable, whatever a corn is, I don't know. And I think the reactive style is really cool, really unique, and yeah, I actually do really like this skin, so I'm putting in the B tier. Alright, the new NFL skins. So, these ones, again, kind of how I felt about Black Widow at first. I was like, why are we getting them? We already have NFL skins. Why do we need more? And I'm not a big fan of NFL, guys. I'm really not. But I think these skins, they're better than the original NFL skins. I love the helmets. The females especially look super clean. They don't look as bulky, and I like that. Like, one of the things I don't like about NFL is how much armor they use and how they use it to run into each other. In a nutshell, it's annoying. And I also really like the visor, and they have even more edit styles. So yeah, I think these skins, because they've got so many edit styles and they're better than the old NFL skins, I'm gonna have to put them in the A tier. And now, this is one of the referee skins. So this counts for all the referee skins except for Striped Soldier and Whistle Warrior. So these ones are basically just the referee skins, the original Striped Soldier, Whistle Warrior, different character models, and the white also has more of a reflective effect going on. So I do think these skins are really good. I think they're really nice for what they are, but nothing really too crazy. But I'm giving them a C tier for all of them, not just for him. He's just my personal favorite out of the males. And Whistle Warrior is still my favorite out of all of them. Obviously didn't come out this season, so can't be on this list. Alright, so before we end, we have a few unreleased skins here that haven't come out. So Dark Scully leaked at the very start of this season. I don't even know if she's still coming out. I was expecting her to come out during Halloween, but she didn't. But I do really like her. I like the way this dark purple looks on the clean design of her legs. And yeah, even though it is a little overdone, I'm putting her in the B tier because I think she's a great reskin. The Bedhead Brigade skin. So these skins I've been waiting for a while. I still really want to get my hands on them. It's essentially the K-pop skin brought back, designed by Sharktooth. It's also got a male onesie. It's also got basically a male onesie as well, like the male burger onesie skin, which is really cool. And that Anglefish edit style just looks sick. I love the way the light looks on it. Anglefish are scary. And it was designed by the same person who made the Cozy and Comfy Chomp skins last season. And I like those skins a lot because they're sharks. This is another sea creature in a onesie, but I think it looks even cooler. And as well as that, you get the K-pop styles. So really good bang for your buck and amazing skins. And I hope we get them sooner rather than later. But we might have to wait next season. But I'm putting them in the A tier for all of them. This one is Sergeant Snooze, my personal favorite out of them. But all of them are going to be in the A tier if I were to include all of them. Alright, so we have Cloud Striker here, another PlayStation skin. Reminds me a lot of the Chance or Ruby skin. Not a huge fan of her. I'm giving her a D tier. Indigo Kuno. I think she looks great in the black and blue personally. But with that said, even though I do love this black and purple, I think the color scheme of the original Kuno makes more sense. So I'm going to put her in the C tier. And actually, I'm putting Cloud Striker in the D tier. I meant to put her in the D tier. Sorry, guys. We have this skin. I cannot remember her name, but I know she is a female version Tango. And I think she is better than Tango. I love the pink and green, but not much more to say about it, so I'm giving it a C. And finally, last but not least, we have the Ice Raider skin. So, I know it's a reskin of Athleisure Assassin, but I think it is better than Athleisure Assassin. That bit of blue mixed with the white, the gradient that's seen on her suit, the hair, and the visor looks absolutely amazing to me. And I love the little gemstones on her hat. And her pickaxe isn't a reskin of Athleisure Assassin's pickaxe, obviously, nor is her backbling. But I think this is almost like what Athleisure Assassin should have been. I like Athleisure Assassin's simple design, but the color scheme is just boring, and overall it is a pretty boring skin in my opinion. But I think this skin in the same design with this absolutely gorgeous white and blue gradient, and it's kind of like the ice/diamond theme, looks absolutely amazing. Very clean. And I think it is indeed better than Athleisure Assassin. I don't know if it's going to be an exclusive skin, or maybe the next starter pack skin. But if it's the next starter pack skin, it could be like with Seeker where it starts to grade on me. But as it stands right now, I think she's a really good skin. And definitely better than Athleisure Assassin. The only thing that's worse is that you can't take off the visor. There's no edit styles for that, sadly. But some of those edit styles you barely notice in game unless you take off the hat. And I think the best edit style of Athleisure Assassin is the hat and mask, but no goggles. But you can't even see the goggles in game, so it doesn't matter. But I think really good skin, Ice Raider. And that pretty much wraps up the tier list. So if we look quickly in the A tier for the best skins of this season, Doctor Doom, Mystique, Tony Stark, Mighty or the Boundless Skins, Victoria Saint, Nash, Grimoire, Baba Yaga, The Good Doctor, Punk, Wildcat, Ghost Rider, Lachlan, Joker, Poison Ivy, Venom, Terns, the NFL skins, and the Pajama skins. A lot of skins in the A tier. And in the F tier, Mecha Team Shadow, Shadow Archetype, Bone Boss, and Fish Skull. And we have 3 of those default skins. And yeah, that's going to be pretty much it. And of course, again, we'll be ranking all of these skins worst to best tomorrow. So stay tuned for that, guys. And for this video, tell me what you think of this tier list. Do you like it? Do you not like it? You think this was a great season for skins? Tell me if you agree or disagree with my list. And stay tuned for the next video. And I'm out, guys. Once again, sorry for the terrible mic. But I will get one soon, okay? Because I don't record on PC often. But until then, guys, take care. Bye-bye.